I am so obsessed with this setup. I can't believe that it's actually like done, and it just feels so legit. I have another microphone that I got for my birthday. I got this set. I have a set of two, so I can have guests on now, which is really exciting. But I have a Rode one that I want to get the arm for, and I was trying to figure out how to get it all set up. But I'm on a bit of a time crunch today, so we will figure that out for the next episode because I'm excited to use that one too. I got both sets for my birthday, and it was just like a nice little surprise because it makes me feel like I am like a legitimate podcaster now. Thank you so much for joining me back here for season 2 of Guided Conversations. I felt that ending with 10 episodes was a nice stop and a good transition into this new era of the podcast for a couple of reasons. So I did most of my storytelling and talking about like how I got to this point in those early episodes, and then I ended with the new moon in Pisces workshop, which is part of the work that I do. And then days after that was my 34th birthday. And I do a lot of reflecting around that time. I do a lot of reflecting at the end of like the calendar year as well, but it's Capricorn season. And my reflecting tends to be on like my business goals and my work goals and all of that. So I like to reflect again at my birthday to do like a full circle. I feel like I have an advantage being a Pisces, and it's just like the end of winter, we're getting ready to roll into spring with the fresh new energy. So it's like the perfect time of year for me to kind of disappear and then reevaluate and take what I've been working on through the winter and see how I want to move forward with it in the spring for the upcoming year, for my year 34. So we're going to talk about that today. If you are new here, hello, my name is Kirsty. I am an intuitive alignment and empowering service provider for women. So with that, I do intentional tattooing. I am a tarot reader. I am building a community of women, both in person and in the online space, to get more of a reach because, you know, like I know a lot of people who aren't local who are interested in the work that I do and want to be a part of it. So I moved into the online space. What else? Oh my gosh, there's just so much. We're going to get into all of the new things for the Guided by the Moon business today. I rolled out a bunch of new services, a bunch of new things. I did a full like rebrand of not just like my identity, but of everything. And that's basically what we're going to get into today. So, welcome. I'm excited to talk about it. So, first things first, I suppose. Do I want to talk about the business first or myself? I'm going to talk about myself first. Just to get it out of the way, I don't love doing it, but I'm a little bit used to it now from, having 10 episodes of it already. So I turned 34. And I've been having a sense of like identity crisis, I want to say, but I don't like there's just like a lot of transitional stuff. So when I became a mom, I went through my postpartum and I had that identity crisis that I didn't really feel like I fully worked through or even put effort into working through because I had so many other things going on around me. I didn't have the time to just sit and kind of be with myself and see where I was needing to make some changes, make some adjustments to feel more like me, to feel like this new person with a new role as a mom, and have that like trickle down into everything else. So I was having this identity crisis, and then I turned 34. I'm like, well, shit, I'm in my mid 30s now. Like, I feel like things don't really fit with me anymore. And it was more of like a physical thing. So this isn't, you know, gonna resonate with everybody, but I changed my hair color, and we're gonna get into why it's red. Um, but that is kind of a pattern that I have when I'm going through like something new, or just like integrating this new version of myself that I've never been before. And before I really started coloring my hair, it was always like, you know, the chop, the hair chop, and I don't want to do that anymore because my hair is finally growing in long and full, and I want to keep it like that. But the first time I did this color change with my hair was when I went blonde. And when I was going through that transition from black hair, which I feel like was very representative of the kind of person that I was, um, into the blonde, I was going through my Saturn return, and I was blonde up until I moved back to Youngstown, um, after 8 months of apprenticing and coming into this new version of me. So I colored my hair back to brown. I feel like brown is just like my neutral ground. It's like, okay, I've gotten past that bumpy road, and now I can just like settle with what I'm used to before I move into this next version. So, um, anyways, blonde Kirsty, she was a problem. She was a bit of a menace to society. She was just trying to figure out like the spiritual side of things. Like she is the one who like put herself into therapy, and she like worked through all of these things. And I feel like I could just never have blonde hair again, because it's going to put me back into that place, if that makes sense. Like I said, it's very different for having like just general my general like home base brown hair, because that's like, I guess it's like my home base. It's like, okay, this is normal for me. So having that blonde, like, I say this because I was considering going back blonde recently, probably about a year ago. And like I started to make that transition. I was like, this feels gross. This feels not like me. I cannot do this. I hate everything about it. So that's why, because like that version of me has already existed and did what she needed to do. So now that my hair is red, I did this whole like rebrand around the energy of my Venus. My Venus is in Aries, um, which is the planet of initiation, of action. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's very bold, passionate, just like forward moving, and all of that. And Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and money. So I feel like to really embrace like the beauty of life and have all of these things come to fruition, I want to channel my Venus energy as much as possible. So, like, of course, Aries is a fire sign. It's associated with the color red, again, for being passionate and bold and out there. So, that is how I landed on having red hair. And I've also never had it before. So, I am just like this entirely new version of myself after everything that I've gone through the past couple of years, all of the new transitions. I feel like I really settled into this new space, and I get to be this new version of me. Um, and I'm expressing that through the color of my hair. So it's very inspiring to like align with that Venus energy. So we'll see. It might stay for a while. It might just be for, this season until I get to, the next version of myself. And then I might level out again as a brunette and see where it goes from there. I'm pretty much through all of the hair colors at this point. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe I'll just be brunette and stay brunette. But I don't know. I'm loving this red. I love this look. It's not super red. It's kind of like low key, but in some light, it's pretty vibrant. I was pretty unsure of it for a couple of days actually. And then once I did my second wash out of like once past my hair appointment, it started to feel less abrasive. Maybe that's a good word for it. I don't know. But here we are, red hair. That rebrand has kind of been my focus lately. I treated myself to some new clothes that just feel more like me. I was having a crisis. I didn't know how to dress as like a mom in her 30s. It was weird. I was typically like big t-shirt, Vans, high socks kind of girl, like for everything, but that just didn't feel very professional. It didn't feel very like mom like. It didn't feel very like me anymore, because again, that's what blonde Kirsty was wearing all the time. So it's like we're past that. How do I embrace where I'm at now and like dress in a way that feels comfortable but still true to me? So I have some fun new clothes that I'm excited to wear, and that is that. I have a lot of burgundy, again with that Aries energy of, love, beauty, love, beauty, and money. So yeah, it'll be fun to get dressed. Plus, I needed a whole wardrobe refresh anyway. It's been quite some time. So that is it for me for the past month. I know I kind of like disappeared. I also kind of get hit really hard with my seasonal depression in the month of March, and I feel like that's not be the time that I'm hit with seasonal depression. But I was having a conversation with one of my clients about this. It's like January is fine. I can get through January. It's cold, it's dark, it's snowy, but I'm still riding this holiday high. I had just put away all of my Christmas decorations. My house is clean. I have new things to enjoy, like new gadgets, new blankets, new comfy clothes, whatever. So like I'm riding that high into February. Then I have my birthday. And then, I have this existential crisis apparently about becoming older and who am I as a woman and mom and business owner and partner and all of that in her 30s. And I just take the month of March to retreat basically and figure it all out and resurface with the Aries new moon and the spring equinox in March. So, well, the Aries new moon isn't always in March, but it's around the same time. So that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been doing. I've been taking some time to focus on the offerings that I want to have within the business. I talk a lot about how the art of intention is essentially the heart of my business. And that all stems from me being intentional with my choices and my decisions and how I show up for myself and others in my business and building this thing of my own from the ground up, basically. So, Guided by the Moon Co. was built on the art of intention. And I've had this vision for this grand service that I wanted to provide, and it stemmed from our new moon meetings that we started a year ago. Actually, April 8th was the first one. It was the new moon and full solar eclipse in Aries that we got together. And I set that intention out at that time. So it's fun to look back and see like how everything has unfolded over the last year, all the things I had to fall away so everything else can come together into alignment. And it's just like a really cool thing. So I didn't know how or what elements to include in this signature service, and I eventually like did some journaling, some just like meditating on what I wanted it to be, and it became like a full lunar cycle. So it's a one-on-one mentorship program, and then we end it with a tattoo to embody the work that you've done for yourself over this lunar cycle. And it's basically just self-discovery and healing. And I am here to inspire you to believe in yourself again, to do the things that you want to do and live the life that you want to live. So I will guide you starting on the new moon. We will have our new moon session. Everything is done virtually. Or if you're local, we can meet in person, that's always an option, but for sake of convenience, I feel like virtual is the easiest. But we will do some guided journaling. We will do some meditation, breath work, body mapping, all of these things, and kind of see what works best for you. It could be a little bit of everything. It could be one thing more than the other. And that'll be kind of our guide as we go through these 4 weeks together. So that is on the new moon. And then on the first quarter moon, we'll meet again. So it's like about a week afterwards. Like lunar cycle is 28 days. So you have your new moon, first quarter, full last quarter. Yeah, that's 4, right? Okay. So we'll meet essentially once a week and do some more guided journaling. On the full moon, we'll do like a release focused session. They're about an hour. I'm not putting a huge time frame on them because I don't want to, like, if we're in the middle of something, I don't want to cut anything off. So like I would imagine the first and last quarter moons are around an hour, but the new and the full moon might take a little bit longer. We'll also do some card readings. And again, I kind of just pull those as they feel right. So I don't want to like say, oh, we're going to have 10 cards because, I might feel like we need a little more insight, or I might not need that many. Granted, there's quite a few. I use quite a few decks in my readings because I feel like there's just like a lot to get through, and the way the cards work with each other, sometimes you just need a little bit more to like clarify. So those are the 4 sessions that we do. And then for the integrative experience with tattooing, it's an 8-hour day. We will get together, we'll talk about a design, we can do some freehand work, we can do some actual design on the iPad, and we can do a little bit of both, and we'll put it to where you feel best called. And it doesn't have to have any type of symbolism relative to the work that you've done, but it can. It's just a way of marking and documenting this moment in time, and it's just serving as a reminder that you have these experiences and this path that you're on, and you can like heal and learn and grow from them, and all of that. So, and it's a different experience for everybody based on what they are looking to seek from the experience. So I don't want to put like too many restrictions or like guidelines on it, because like, yes, it has these elements to it, but again, it's subjective, just like everything that I say here. It's subjective to the client and their own unique journey. So the design, I would imagine, is around, I'm trying to think, like 2 hours, and then an hour to like maybe like 30 minutes to an hour to do like some more breath work, meditation, connecting with this and what it means for you. And then, up to 5 or 6 hours of tattooing. So it's a full day. And I'm just like really excited about it because I know that there are tattoos on my body that I've gotten at points in time where I'm just like, I look back on them and I'm just like, wow, that was really tough for me to get through. And granted, I probably wouldn't get the things that I have on my body now to represent that time, like this quote on the inside of my arm. That was a key point in like my dark night of the soul era. It was very tough. I look at it on my arm and I am reminded of it every day. But now I see it as a way of like reflecting that I got through that time and moved forward and have created so much better for myself since then. I probably wouldn't have picked words. I probably would have done something different now looking back on it. But at the time, I didn't know. I didn't know what I know now. You don't know what you don't know. So anyways, that's just my own personal example. but also I feel like knowing what I do now and being intentional and um, understanding energy and seeing things as energy, I am equipped to confidently lead somebody on this journey for themselves. So, again, like these are all practices that I've been doing for years now and that have helped me to get to where I am. And yeah, I'm just really excited about the experience. I have it marked to 80% of the full cost right now because it is a new service and I want to get it out there and I want people to experience this. And so if you book a discovery call, that's like the first step to see if it's even right for you. That kind of gives me an idea of what it is that you're seeking on this journey anyways. So like I like to have that 30 minutes to just sit and talk and just get to know more about where you're at. Um, and then from there, if we feel like it's a good fit, we can plan to schedule you. Again, I start with the new moon, so that's once a month. This month is starting on April 27th, and I'm only taking on 4 clients per moon cycle, just because I don't want to overload myself. I want to make sure I'm intentional. I want to make sure that I'm not bogged down by anything extra that I can't manage. Again, because that's important for me and my energy and showing up and being there for you guys. So I've limited it to 4. I do have somebody already for April. So I have 3 spots for April left. And then May, I have 4 spots open. It's the end of May. I want to say it's the 26th, but I'll have to double check. So from the discovery call, if you decide that you want to move forward with it, if you feel like it's a good fit for you, then we can plan to schedule you in on one of those dates. I mean, I can do it throughout the year, no problem, but I do have it at that super deep discount for April and May. I may extend it depending on how full I get for it. So, yeah, again, with it just being a new service and being really excited about it and wanting to get it out there, that's why I have it so um, discounted right now. So, if that sounds like something you would be interested in doing, I would love to book a discovery call with you. I will link everything down in the show notes. I'm actually just going to link my beacons page, and that is going to take you directly to the discovery call and like my website, all of the good stuff. It's just like everything in one organized place. So that'll be down below in the show notes. So I also launched the perennial archetype, which is essentially what the moon circle has become. Like it was just a moon circle, like a new moon lunar circle this past year. And of course, like I want to keep things fresh and fun and exciting for the girls. So I have some new things that I'm integrating. We're doing more seasonal work and more reflective stuff. So it is like a new moon intention setting workshop, but we are also doing more energy work with other energies as well. So that's how I landed on the name, the perennial archetype, again, because it's a membership, it's ongoing, just like your evolution. There are leaner times that you have to get through, and just like a perennial plant, they go through the winter and then they come back in the spring ready to bloom and thrive. So that's, the short answer of how I got to that point or name of my online membership. So you can meet with us in person, which we would love to have you, or you can do the online membership and go through the self-paced workshops, which is essentially just written form of the things that I lead in the in-person workshop. And I have it broken down into the 4 seasons. So like in the spring page right now, like you can have access to all of the spring stuff that we've done so far and the new moon in Aries. And with the full moon coming up in Libra on Friday, that's when I'll post the full moon workshop. And all of the spring stuff will stay up until spring. And then when summer comes, like that page will go away and then be refreshed with all of the summer stuff. And that will be updated as we move through the season with, the equinox, the new moon in Gemini or Cancer. I am not too sure of the actual like lunar dates right now off the top of my head, but you get the gist. That's where we're going with it. So that you can pay up front for the year. It's $222 or $22 a month. And with that, like you get access to all the events that I am planning for the year. I just really want to do more with the community space. So aside from like the digital content, you will be able to come do some fun things with us, like all within the cost of your membership. So that's that. Let me take a sip of water here. There is the Reward Inc. member loyalty program. So that's just like referrals and a point system based on how many dollars you spend within a tattoo session. And then I have the Guided by the Moon Lunar Tarot subscription. Okay. I knew there was something else that I just recently rolled out and I couldn't remember what it was. So with that, it is a membership to 2 tarot readings a month, a new moon and a full moon, and they are 30-minute readings. So like whatever cards I pull, whatever insights I pull, it's within a 30-minute time period. And I will, there's like 2 ways we can do that. And the subscription is through my website, but I also have like a virtual calendar where you can book appointments. I haven't had anybody buy it yet, so I feel like because I would rather do it in person, not in person, but like virtually, so we can sit and talk and like I can read the cards and talk about things, rather than like take pictures and send it to you in an email. I can do a video also. I think there's like a way I can set it to like a private link on YouTube. I'm gonna look into all of this actually now that I'm talking about it out loud. So 2 readings a month, 30 minutes, and it's like no commitment. You can cancel anytime, but it's just like a new service that I offer to help you be intuitively guided on your journey. Just some fun events coming up. Otherwise, I have the collaboration with Christos Tattoo and the Rebel Rescue Ranch on Sunday, April 13th from 10 to 6. It's first come, first serve. It's a fundraiser. 50% of all of the money that we make is going to be donated to the Rebel Rescue Ranch. And if you don't know about them, they do animal rescue. They say exotic animals, but they do wonderful things and are helping the animals that are in need, but likely overlooked because they're not like a dog or a cat. So we're excited to help them out. We have some super cute flash to do. And I think that is all of the updates for the business. So I did the perennial archetype, the art of alignment, mentioned Reward Inc. and just community stuff. So again, like I have my link down below my beacons page where it can take you to the pages to subscribe to the tarot readings a month, a discovery call for the art of alignment. I've recently updated my webpage. I feel like I'm constantly just like refreshing it because every time I do, like I learn something new in web design and it's like very basic, but I'm so proud of it. So everything has a fresh look. My Instagram is once again getting a fresh look for everything since I have this like whole rebrand and update essentially. I felt like it was time to move past the like, hey, like I'm just doing it. Like, I'm not waiting for the right moment. I'm not taking any unnecessary time needed to get my work out there and like my content out there and stuff. I was at this point where if I was like waiting for the right moment, I was just going to be waiting forever and like wasting so much time. So like I got my stuff out there and that was the intention. And now I'm just buttoning everything up, making everything more aesthetic. Because again, if you know me, you know that I'm all about aesthetics and everything has to have like a certain look to it. And that's just part of my creative expression. So, yeah, that's that. I hope to work with you guys in some of these new offerings again. Like, I'm super excited about it. Um, and of course, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, shoot me a DM. Like, I'm happy to talk about anything. I feel like this is going to be a really good year for all of us as a collective in general. But again, like it's just exciting to see how things have blossomed within the last year from where I was a year ago to now. And it's just, let's keep that ball rolling. I'm super, super excited about it. Um, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.